Hello beautiful creatures, welcome back to Of Crafts and Curios. I thought it would be so fun today to just do something really chill and casual and a bit chit-chatty and bring you along while I pen pal with one of my really great friends here in Auckland. I began pen paling earlier this year with a couple of international pen pals, but during lockdown here in Auckland, which is now stretching on to 3 months of lockdown, I thought it would be really fun to connect with some of my gorgeous friends via pen paling. So that's what I have been doing recently, and I thought I would show you guys my pen paling process. So we are down on the floor of my bedroom, rather in my art space, and I'm going to be responding to a letter from a really good friend of mine who I met at university. And in her letter, she included a playlist, some questions, a this or that, and a little prompt for me to write a poem with. As last lockdown last year, we shared a Google Drive and we wrote like 20 prompts because we thought it would only be 20 days, and we wrote poems back and forth. So let's get into it. Now, I really like to decorate my pen pal letters quite a lot. I am using a lot of Marigona Suli on Etsy. Her stickers are incredible, her artwork is incredible, so I use a lot of her products in my pen paling, and then also just a lot of junk journal pieces from all over the place, AliExpress, just all kinds of things that I've collected over my time with journaling and pen paling. And I just like to make these pages as beautiful as possible, and obviously that looks different to everyone, but for this letter I really want to do kind of a yellowy spring theme, as it is peak spring now here in Auckland and the sun is shining and it just feels more hopeful than it has recently with all the rain. And I promise I am working on some dolls. I took a week off after our Halloween series here on the channel because I was so tired after editing 3 videos and then my 4th video being the Beltane video, all in the span of a week. So I took the week off and then I burned my hand getting lasagna out of the oven, and so that has also slowed me down. But thank God I did this letter prior to burning my fingertips because gosh, fingers are so sensitive. So I promise there is dolls coming. It's just I need a bit of R&R first. I will be sure to link Marigona's Etsy in the description box so you can check out all of her beautiful, witchy, magical sticker sheets and stickers, because they are truly so beautiful, and I do love literally everything on their Etsy store. It's insane. So check the link down below if you want to get some magical stickers. I've also been thinking about getting myself a PO box so that I could open up my pen paling to you guys and we could send letters back and forth. I don't know if this is something you guys would be interested in. If it is, please let me know down below, because I think it would be so fun to get to know you guys better and just, connect. That's what my whole YouTube experience is about, at least for me, connecting with you guys and sharing my life and world and craft with you guys. So if that's something you'd be interested in, I would definitely be keen to look into doing something like that. I was also thinking about maybe putting a post up on Instagram so that you guys can connect and find pen pals yourselves. I know that it can be so daunting trying to find pen pals, especially international pen pals. It's kind of like, where do I even start? So I found my international pen pals over on Instagram on another pen paling person's account, and this was way back in like March or something, and I found that a really easy way to basically check out that the person you're talking to is the person they say they are, because obviously giving out personal details online is kind of stressful, and I was like wanting to make sure that I could talk to the person in the DMs prior to being like, yeah, here's my address. So I think that is a really great way to start if you are looking for a pen pal, looking through pen pal searches on Instagram. And then there are websites also available to link people up who want a pen pal, and they usually are vetted with pictures and making sure that you are who you say you are. So I definitely think if you are thinking about pen paling, it is worth checking it out. So here are my letter pages. I like to limit myself to about 8 to 10 pages per letter, and I decorate both sides. I am using a Archer and Olive triple color notepad to pen pal with, as I find it super easy and I love the density of the paper. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and title this to my lovely friend Tate and move on to my extras. I'll be writing my letter off screen just so that if she watches this video before it arrives, she doesn't know what is in my letter. In the pen paling community, extras are whatever you want them to be. A lot of people send stationery back and forth, games, bits and pieces of their lives, photographs, art, all kinds of things. But it is not essential to send extras, at least in my mind. It is essential to write a letter pretty much, but besides that, any extras are kind of an afterthought. You want your letter to be really rich and do basically all of the talking, and then extras are just little fun, silly things. Tate did send me lots of really fun questions as extras, so I'm gonna go ahead and answer those first. The first question is, which television character would I want to have an initially surprising, mutual pining, eventually end up dating, real dating life confirming scenario? And of course, I had to answer basically anyone from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but specifically Faith. She is Mummy and I simply live in her world. And I just go ahead and answer all of those questions. If you want to see my answers, feel free to pause and get to know a little bit more about me from all of these silly questions. But I really enjoy this sort of getting to know my close friends even better element of pen paling with people you are close with, because these aren't really questions that we would probably ask each other every day or anything, but because we're so far apart due to lockdown, it's just fun to be silly and get to know each other more, even though we can't be in the same room hanging out. And then once I have finished answering Tate's questions, I'm going to write a couple questions of my own for her to respond to in her next letter, and just keeping it silly and fun, because it's so heavy in the world right now that it just feels like if you're doing anything, it might as well be full of absurdities and silliness and laughter. So on the playlist that Tate included in her letter was Stars Are Blind by Paris Hilton. Now, the song is such a classic summer nostalgic moment for me, so I wanted to make a summer nostalgic playlist on the back of this beautiful Maragona postcard. Now, summer nostalgia for me is growing up in the early 2000s and the late 90s. All of the music that I was exposed to came from the video games that my brother would play on like the first Xbox and the first PlayStation. So This includes like a bunch of ska and pop punk and some random like metal songs, some hip hop. So I wanted to kind of capture that listening to your older brother play the Xbox while you run around in the backyard kind of energy for my summer nostalgia playlist. So that is kind of where this random assortment of songs are gonna come. I am talking about it like these songs don't still bang, like these songs are still bangers for sure, but they definitely capture that like 2001 energy that I think of when I think of like nostalgic summer music. Like, for example, Sugar Ray, like they have a feature in the first Scooby Doo movie. Like, there is nothing more nostalgic and more summer than the first Scooby Doo movie. And yes, I spelt bizarre wrong. I promise I do have a degree in English, and I promise that How Bizarre by OMC is a New Zealand like national anthem, like they're a New Zealand band, but yet I still can't spell bizarre. Feel free to go ahead and pause if you want to check out this playlist yourself. And moving on to the final thing that I'll be including in this letter is a poem in response to the prompt that she sent me. As I said, Tate and I met at university. We both are avid poets, and I am phoning it in here by doing an acrostic, but that is okay because that is what Tate sent me from my last prompt. Last year during lockdown, we wrote way more intricate poems back and forth, but I am just phoning it in, so feel free to pause and read and check out this poem. It is one of those no editing, no drafting, just first thought, best thought kind of situations, but I know that's what Tate will expect of me, and I know she'll appreciate it anyway. And then I'm just going to go ahead and include a prompt for Tate's next letter, next poem, and yeah, then we'll be on to popping this bad boy into the envelope. Decorating the envelope of a pen paling letter is definitely probably one of my favorite parts of the experience because I like to think about how it isn't gonna only bring joy to the person who is receiving the letter, but it might bring some joy to the postie or the people who sort out the mail because it is something pretty and different and something fun to look at during their day. So I definitely like this element of the pen paling experience. I hope you guys enjoyed chilling out with me on my bedroom floor and seeing me create something different than what I usually create here on the channel. I can't wait to bring you guys some more videos and artistic ventures. If you haven't already, go check me out over on Instagram. It's a little easier to keep up with what I'm doing in real time over there. And if you liked this video, hit the thumbs up. Click subscribe if you are new here. Don't be shy. We're really, really welcoming. And I hope to see you guys back here so soon with more crafts and more curios.